morning, everyone. Today, our top public safety leaders have joined me to make a major announcement regarding the police chief search. From the beginning of this process, we have been committed to transparency around the search for the next police chief, holding community town halls to solicit feedback from the public. Director John Moten is a respected business leader in the region and has been working hard to prepare the Department of Personnel for this next step. Chief Hayden stayed on with us past his initial planned retirement date to give Director Moten the space and time to prepare this moment. I'm going to publicly thank you, Chief, for doing that. In that spirit, we wanted to come together to provide St. Louisans with an update and assurance that we are ready that we are ready as we transition into the next phase of this search. Our next police chief must believe in transforming public safety, ready to deploy innovative solutions, and committed to building trust with communities through collaboration. We, as a city, must meet this moment. As a mother and a leader, I know we must rise to the challenge to confront gun violence and innovate, especially to engage and protect our youth. I again want to thank Chief Hayden for his decades of service to the St. Louis community, and thank Dr. Dan Isom and Lieutenant Colonel Michael Sack for being here today. Now I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Dan Isom to discuss specifics. Dr. Isom.
Thank you, Mayor Jones, and thank you to everyone for being here today. As the mayor emphasizes, we want to keep the public informed around the next steps of the police chief search and assure St. Louisans we have a plan as we move forward in the next phase of this search. Director Moten has informed me that the Department of Personnel has executed a memorandum of understanding with the Bulware Group, a respected professional search firm, to assist the Department of Personnel in a national search for a new police chief. The group has worked to find police chiefs in major municipalities across the country, including police chiefs in Detroit, Prince George County, Washington, D.C., and Charlotte. The Regional Business Council is helping to provide the resources needed to bring this firm on board and conduct this police chief search. Also, the Center for Policing Equity will also serve alongside the Bulware Group as a partner in this search. I want to thank Chief Hayden for postponing his retirement as the Department of Personnel worked to reach this point where they could move forward with a true comprehensive search. I also want to thank Chief Hayden for his decades of service to the city of St. Louis, his partnership with this administration, and his friendship for, I don't know how many years now. Many years. There's no doubt that Chief Hayden deserves this retirement. Chief Hayden came to me to let me know that his final days on the police department, or his final day, will be June 18th. I am incredibly grateful for the dedication and service of Chief Hayden and his commitment to our city, and also commitment to the smooth transition to the next police chief and throughout this search. Beyond staying past his planned retirement date, Chief Hayden has also been working to make sure we have strong hands at the reins if there was need to appoint an interim commissioner. St. Louisans need to know that even as Chief Hayden plans to retire, we have a plan in place as we continue this police chief search. That is why I plan to appoint Lieutenant Colonel Michael Sack as the interim police chief and interim commissioner while the Department of Personnel conducts the next phase of this police chief search. Lieutenant Colonel Sack has years of experience across different areas of the police department. Lieutenant Colonel Sack comes out of the 4th District. Later, as Captain, Lieutenant Colonel Sack served as the commander of crimes against persons under my leadership as chief, investigating homicides and violent crime. And in 2015, Lieutenant Colonel Sack was promoted to major and served as the commander of the Central Patrol Division. In 2019, he was promoted to his current role. He has shown that he will stand for accountability for the St. Louis Police Department and help foster trust between police and the community. I know Colonel Sack will continue to give us stability and leadership in this interim phase. Lieutenant Colonel Sack will work every day as the interim appointed chief to keep families safe in the city of St. Louis. We look forward to working alongside Lieutenant Colonel Sack in his new role and further engage the public for their feedback as we search for a new candidate for police chief. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you, Madam Mayor, Director Isom. I appreciate your confidence in me by appointing me as the Interim Commissioner of Police for the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department. I've spent almost 28 years now working in various roles in the department. Some of you may remember me from when I was the commander of crimes against persons and property. I have not changed. I'm still the same person. And as I've told my wife, everything that I wanted to do at work is focused on creating positive change. Chief Hayden has done an outstanding job of leading the department, and I've learned quite a bit from him. He was my instructor in the academy many years ago, and our career paths have crossed over the years. Working for him as a detective in Central Patrol, working alongside him when he was the commander of North Patrol and I at Central Patrol, when he was in Internal Affairs and I was down in Homicide doing police shootings. So I've learned quite a bit from the chief as well as from others throughout my career, and I'm confident that I'll be able to carry out these responsibilities without any issue. Our focus will continue to be, as it has been, on violent crime. Not just creating a wide swath through a community to effect arrests, which can cause more harm than good, but identifying particular bad actors, developing cases, and presenting those cases to the Circuit Attorney's Office and the U.S. Attorney's Office for prosecution. Removing those individuals that are creating violence within the community. In addition to that, I want to continue our focus that the chief began on integrity within the agency. We have to reflect our core values: leadership, service, integrity, and fair treatment to all. If we can do that internally and hold ourselves accountable, the community will then begin to see that we are partners with them as we try to reduce crime. I'll hold ourselves accountable internally as well as to the community. And I look forward to working with the mayor and her staff and the other commanders on the police department as we go forward. Thank you.